Welcome back, guys. It is time for an Arts and Crafts Friday edition of Cat Every Day. So I just picked up this Somerset magazine. Here it is. And I picked it up at the library at the bookstore yesterday. It's quite old, but I wanted to show you this. Okay, so I have like a ton of washi tape, right? And a lot of it it's so old that it's starting to dry out. And I'll show you what I did to get it going again. But because I don't want to throw it away, it's a lot of washi tape. I've always only used this when I've decorated like my calendar to, make it pretty, and I use it as a whole piece. I don't actually like tear pieces, and I've never thought of doing this, but I saw this article, The Wonders of Washi, and it is talking about how they use it in pieces. So they're tearing off bits and pieces, and look what a neat design. They're just making all of these neat designs. Look at this. Let me just show you some of these ideas on what to do with the washi tape. They're just cutting it out. Look at this one. This is so cool. They're using negative and positive spaces here. Notice how they're just torn. They're not just like, simple. This one over here, this little one, look at that. Look how it's just nothing but torn washi. And it looks so good. It looks so neat. And I thought, what a neat idea. Look at how they did this one right here. Little tiny strips, and they made a really nice design. I don't think I ever would have thought of using washi tape in this way, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to give it a go. I'm using a little light box here because the sun's going down, and I wanted you to see this detail here. But so they're using it as kind of like, almost like a painter's tape to section off bits and pieces of paper. And I thought that was really neat because what they ended up doing over here was making some wrapping paper. So basically you can just use it to hook different papers together and make a new design. I think that's a really clever idea. Look how they decorated this bag here. It is so neat, and that's just torn and broken washi paper. How neat is that? Now I have, let me show you what I had in my closet. I have all this washi tape and other kinds of tape. I picked this one up on sale somewhere. I don't remember, but it's kind of cute. But I have all of this. Much of it is kind of old, and I did not want it to go bad, but I just haven't had much time to do many projects. One thing I've noticed, a lot of these have dried up a bit, and they were really hard to start the roll to get it going again. The ones that you keep in their little tubes like this with the cap on, these ones, and I've had these just as long, they have not dried out. And so they're not hard to get going again. So I can deduce that this is the best way to keep them is in the roll that they come in. I would not take them out of here, and I would definitely not take the lid off. But these, what I had to do was take a pair of scissors because it was so hard to get it started again. And I just took a pair of scissors, and I opened the scissors up, and I would just, I guess you could do it with an X-Acto knife, and just cut through like 3 or 4 layers, and then just peel that off, a 3 or 4 layer bit, and then it should start up again. If not, then cut a little bit more and take off a couple more layers. And I hate to waste any, but it's not going to come off anyway. If it's old, it's just going to keep on stripping off. So don't throw this away. You can get down to a layer that you can actually start to peel it again. And so that's what I did. So I want to show you, I wanted to play around with some of this washi tape. And some of you may know that I actually take old, when I buy a piece of clothing, I'll take, and it's a nice tag on it, and it's a really good cardboard. I'll take the cardboard, the tag, and then I will take some sandpaper and just kind of go over it lightly and put a little bit of white acrylic paint or gesso over it, and then that will prepare the surface to take any other kind of medium on top, whether it's paint or glue or stamping or whatever. And now I can work on it. So I did this side, in nothing but washi tape. Pretty much. There's a little bit more, you know, mixed media on here, but this is all washi bits and pieces. And this up here is not a washi. This is actually, it's not a sticker. It's just, there's a book. I'll show it to you. I got a book of nothing but vintage things that you can copy and use. So these are copyright-free images. And so I took this one out of there and I glued it on here with the washi bits. So this is all washi bits except for, I do like to use word stickers, and they're clear, so I will put them on my bookmarks and things like that because it gives you a focal point and a message. And so I wanted a little bit of, here I noticed this gold on the arrows to the left, and I wanted a little bit more of the accents here, here, and here, maybe a little bit of up here of gold. And so what I did was I really couldn't find any suitable gold paint that I liked. So what I ended up doing was using gold nail polish, and that nail polish gave me that nice gold leaf look, and it just dried quite nicely and gave me a few little accents. So that's really nice. So what I want to do is turn this over and see if we can create another little washi mini masterpiece on the other side, and I thought I would do that with you guys. So let's get started on that. Before I forget to show you, here is the little clip art royalty-free designs book that I used that little angel Cupid figure out of. And so they're in here, all of the designs, but it also comes with this CD here, and so I could print them out. And honestly, this is like such an old book. I don't know if I could still, I don't know if I could still put that in a computer and do that. But in any case, I may have picked these up from Michael's at some point. So I just keep an eye out for something like that. You could use, you know, you can use some of these things in any kind of artwork. And, you know, it's all royalty free. So anyway, I thought that was a really neat little find. All right, so I picked out all these washis to work with here. They're all in the same type of hue. I've got, you know, blues and turquoises and greens and yellows. There's a little bit of red in this one here. And so I wanted something to pop. So I thought, you know what, I will maybe add this one in just to add a pop of color. So before I get started, I'm gonna go ahead and take the scissors. These are kind of old, so I don't think they're gonna let me just pull them. Yeah, they're gonna give me a little bit of a problem. I'm just gonna make sure I can unroll every one of them, and then I'll be back. All right, so I made sure all of these were going to be ready for me to roll them out. Now, one of the things I really like about doing this, that one kind of, is that, that stopped before I wanted it to, but that's okay, let's go with it. One thing that I like is that it can be a jagged edge. It doesn't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be a perfectly cut out washi. It could be a little bit more organic, and I kind of like that. So maybe give it a little bit of a rough edge. I'm just gonna kind of let it be a little bit more, yeah, organic and natural there. So this side, I have a straight side. I might as well put that on the edging here. Although if I get overlap, I could just trim it, but I like the way that looks. I do like the way that looks. Okay, so I might, if I overlap, I will trim it. So I'm just gonna overlap it to see what it looks like here, and then I will overlap it, or I will trim it later. You know what, I think I want a little bit of more of this here. Now, I'm gonna stop talking because I might have to speed this up, and then I don't sound like a mouse when I'm talking to you. So I'm gonna stop talking and just focus on what I'm doing. All right, so if we're using colors that are all in the same kind of a tone, they're all kind of coming from one side of the color wheel. If you want something to pop, go directly to the other side of the color wheel, the opposite of that color, and that color will be the one that makes it pop. I also love that there's really no wrong way to do this. I mean, you could have the smallest bit on there that looks like it was just, you know, probably should have gone in the trash, and it looks marvelous when you put it together. Wow. All right, so I love the colors. I like how they're working together. I love what's popping. A lot of times when you use words, your brain starts and finishes words. Like if I were to see this, I would say, okay, it says day, but when I see this, I go, oh, okay, this says today, and this says today, and this says today, and your brain kind of like fills in the little holes. Now, I have some negative space up in here. I'd like to do something with that. What do we do? Let me look for something to put in, maybe some kind of accent. All right, so I found a few stickers that I might like to use. Stickers are the quickest way to get extra detail. And I'm just gonna, I like the stickers that come on a clear piece of cellophane, because that way I can see what it's gonna look like and kind of hold it up to where it is before making a commitment and just leaving them on there. Plus, especially the ones that are on clear, if you're going to use words and they're on a clear, you can really place that, see where you're going to place that and where it needs to be. And I know I have the words today, but I think I need to have a little bit of something else. And I really like this little flamingo here. I don't know, what do you think? At the bottom or here in the middle? I'm thinking in the middle. What do you think? Like this maybe, right? Let's do the flamingo, and then we will, be careful not to break it. Then we will use the leaves. So I liked the way it looked here. There we go. And I'm going to put the, yes, I'll have to cut his little tail feathers off. I want the little words to be mostly on the light area so you can read them. And then I love the way it all just looks like it's in layers. And I think this torn washi really adds a lot to that. I'm going to, I think I put this right up here. I will cut off any extra that's hanging over. And I think I want one on the bottom to balance it out. What do you think? I don't want to cover up too much of my washi though. So, oh, that might be too much, right? I think that's enough. What do you guys think? Let's just trim this flamingo and the leaves, and then we can move on. I'll have to clean up my scissors and get all the stickers off of them. I love this side. I think that looks great. And now I really like this side. I really like how it came out. That was pretty quick. What do you guys think? I could put a few little dots of gold here or there, but honestly, it may not need it. It really might not need it. Maybe. No. All right, so I found this washi here, which is a real nice sparkly tape. And so I put a little bit in right down here at the bottom, and I have another piece here to kind of like maybe have the eye dance around up here where there's like a clear spot. And that way it just adds a little bit more sparkle and a little bit more dimension. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Do you like it? I really, really like the way this came out. I think that really looks fun. So I have this side, and this is a washi exercise, and this side, which is a washi exercise as well. I think that was really fun, so I'm going to put a little ribbon on here, and this will be completed. All right, so I chose a pink and white striped ribbon, which I think is going to go well on this side, and it actually looks really good with this side too. So that's it. I think that we made a cute little washi bookmark, and maybe hopefully give you some ideas in working with your washi.